So here we are, just heading up to St James's Park now, obviously for this game against Southampton. Back to doing match day vlogs at the minute and see how it works out. Try and get some interviews from some fans, and of course the atmosphere around St James's Park, which hopefully will be electric again today. We know that the war flags will be doing a display again, and it's going to be a fantastic atmosphere, so enjoy the vlog, guys. So the teams have just been announced. Newcastle United line up pretty much the same as what they did against Tottenham Hotspur. The only change being Longstaff injured, which means that Anthony Gordon comes in on the left-hand side. Bit of a surprise, because maybe a lot of fans thought we might go with Isak. But no, we've gone with Gordon on the left and Isak starts up front, which means Wilson's back on the bench. Good side, lots of goals in it. How are the lads? Oh, just a man for an interview.
Tommy will do it.
Tommy, welcome.
Hello.
How do you think it's going to go today?
8-0.
8-0?
Yeah.
You're really going 8-0?
Yeah.
Who's going to score?
Everyone. Apart from Nick Poole and Botman and Cher.
Botman and Cher. So you're confident of a huge win today?
Yeah.
So, half time, are we going to do the same than what we did to Tottenham first half?
No, it's going to be 8-0 at half time.
That's extremely optimistic. But thank you, Tommy. Thank you very much. Right, I'm here with Peter. Peter, looking forward to the game?
Absolutely, as always. Always great to come here now.
Yeah. Southampton, bottom of the league. The team's out. Same team that beat Tottenham, apart from Longstaff's missing today. And Gordon comes in on the left. Are you surprised at Gordon, or would you rather see Isak?
I'd rather have seen Isak, but let's see how Gordon does today. First home start, I believe, as well. I'm still going with a 4-0 win. These are bottom of the league. These are not going to be full of confidence at all. And I think we'll still have enough to turn them over today still.
I've gone 5-0. I'm really confident today. I just hope that we score and start the same. I think if we start the same as we did against Tottenham, I think we'll blow them out the water. And an early goal, their confidence will drop straight away.
Oh, easily. I mean, they're not, when they go down, they always find it hard to come back. And they're going down. They are going down. The inevitable's going to happen to them. But yeah, we need those 3 points as well, because we need that top 4 come the end of the season. It's well and truly in our hands.
Yeah, another good result today will put us in good stead for the Arsenal game next week, of course.
Yep.
Arsenal have the bottled the league.
I think they have now, yes. I watched them against Manchester City, and they threw the towel in before that whistle was blown. There was no fight from them at all, and this is the perfect time you could see to play them.
Well, thank you, Pete. We'll catch up at the end of the game and see if our predictions come to fruition.
Absolutely.
Cheers, bud.
No problem.
Right, I've now got the legend, which is John Sinclair, up for the game. How are you feeling ahead of this one?
I'm very positive, Peter. I'm Paul, sorry. So, very, very positive. We've got to win a day. We've got to get to the top 4, Champions League. We've got to win this game in a day.
We start the same way against Southampton as we did against Tottenham. I don't think Southampton can cope with our attack.
Absolutely, may so stay home if that's the case. We expect a fast start today, and just can't actually go through points. Just get the goals, play our game. We'll be fine.
What do you think of the team? Obviously, it's unchanged from the Tottenham game, apart from Anthony Gordon in. Longstaff didn't quite make it, but I was hoping maybe that Isak would start on the left, given how he performed against Everton out there. However, he's back in the middle. So, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's good to see Anthony Gordon coming back in. He deserves to start and see how he does. Isak, I prefer him to play in the middle. To be fair, he can play left, but I liked him there up front. And it's interesting. Let's see how the games go. And we're going to win this game today, I believe.
Would you like to see Gordon on the right for once, or do you think Howe's got plans for him in that position?
That's a good question.
Or is it just that he can't get in on the right at the minute because of the way Murphy's playing?
I'm going to have to agree on that one. I just think Murphy's playing really well. I mean, last few games. I mean, look, we need a big squad. I mean, Anthony's got to wait and bide his time. So, I mean, playing him on the left today is very interesting. For me personally, I like Anthony on the right-hand side, and that's his best position for me because he's right-footed.
Right, we'll catch up with you after the game. See if you're right.
Thank you.
Cheers, buddy.
Good to see you again, Paul.
Cheers.
Relax.
Right, I've got Sharky with us. Sharky, obviously, fantastic week for Newcastle, beating Tottenham and then thumping Everton, which I presume would have made you very happy. Today, different kind of game. Basement boys, Southampton, difficult game for them, but we've got to come out with the right attitude and not just think we're going to walk over them.
It'll be a very interesting game. It'll be interesting to see how we start the game and how we are expected to control the game. I hope we control it. I think we're going into the game favourites. Of course, we're at home. I think we'll beat them today. I really do. I think we'll pretty much put the nail in Southampton's relegation coffin, and we've got ambitions of getting into the Champions League football next season, and we're in the driving seat. And if we get the 3 points today, we are firmly in that driving seat. But we need to make sure that we don't take the foot off the gas and just lose focus. This squad is capable, of beating Southampton. We've already beaten them 3 times this season. I'm not taking anything away from Southampton. At the end of the day, they've got their own game to play. But I think with our crowd, we are always that extra 110%, and I think that the lads will give 100% today, and I think we'll get the result that we need.
What do you think about the team lineup? Because obviously a lot of people were saying if Longstaff didn't make it, would he start Isak on the left with Callum in the middle as he did at the end of the Everton game? It hasn't turned out that way. He's given Anthony Gordon another start, so what do you make of that?
I don't think I could really question the selections that Eddie Howe makes, because at the end of the day it's just tried and tested, and for whatever reason it seems to be working. So I think he's going to have to do that at the end of the day. The more progressive we become as a club, there's going to be times where Eddie will have to make selection for selection's sake. He's going to have to upset a few to try and work harder to get back into the side, whether that be through injury or just through players not giving it their best. It's one of them. He's going to have to keep rotating anyway.
He started the rotation, hasn't he? You get the feeling that he started the rotation to get players used to that for next season, because I mean it really take a monumental slip up now not to get fourth, wouldn't it? Or even third.
It's in our hands at the end of the day. We've got 5 games left. Starting off with Southampton, we should get a result against Southampton. I'd say it's not a given, but with the squad that we have, they've showed all season that they are very capable of putting sides like Southampton aside, and we just have to just keep going now, and just the main aim today is 3 points.
Well, I'll catch up after the game, matey. See if you're right.
No worries.
So I've got Adam here. Adam, tremendous week. Saw you on telly on Thursday night as well, right on the front row. How was that at Everton?
Oh God, that was certainly interesting to see. I think the best way to look at that Everton game was, if that was any other season, I think Newcastle would have lost that game, because I think Everton started the game off well. I know people were taking the mick out of it, but honestly the Everton fans actually gave it a good atmosphere, all the flares, fireworks, etc. beforehand. I think actually did help the team out for about 60 minutes or so. Once we got that second goal, we completely powered the pressure on. It was game over at that point, and that's just testament to the mentality of the team now. I mean, we go into matches, even if we don't play well, we still win games, and that's why we are where we are now. And
it seemed like when Everton tired, we just blew them away. Our fitness came to fruition again.
Well, I think they lacked the quality, really. I actually think they were trying to create chances. I thought Dominic Calvert had a good game, but it's just a case where, I mean, they can't score to save their life. I mean, they really can't. So it's a case for Newcastle, really, that once we got the game going, once we got the ball a bit more at our feet, it was just a matter of time, really. I think nerves is just a bit of a case in this first half, but honestly, we're just miles ahead of a team like Everton now, which is crazy to say from where we were 1 year ago.
Brilliant, isn't it? We'll move on to the day, and obviously basement boys Southampton, you kind of think easy win, but it's never like that in the Premier League. We need to make sure that we go out, we're not thinking we're just going to brush them aside, we're going to, it'll be a tough game.
Well, it will be a tough game because Southampton's quite a desperate team. Now, I believe personally if they do not win today, I think they are down, because Southampton would really need to get a win streak going, and it's probably best to start it off with a team like Newcastle. So for the easier games for them, they'll have to get something going. But I mean, obviously you're going to always say Newcastle are going to win the game. I'll always back us to win it. Obviously we played them 3 times this season, we won all 3 of the games. But I remember, especially the Cup semi-final games, they did give it a good goal. Even the home game when we were 3-0 up in aggregate, they still gave it a good goal. No, so it's a case with this one where we can't rule anything out. Obviously, from the based on the week we've had, I would expect us to win, but it will be a tough game. I will fancy them to give it a good fight.
One change, obviously, from the Tottenham game is that Anthony Gordon comes in today, so I was hoping Isak would start on the left, give him his performance at Everton, that magical goal, which obviously you were right in front of. I mean, it was magical, but he hasn't gone that way. He's put Isak back in the middle and Gordon on the left, so what do you make of that?
Well, I probably would have said that myself. I would have dropped obviously Joe Linton into the midfield and had Isak out wide. But Isak, I mean, he still hasn't really played out wide much. I personally believe he definitely could do that. But obviously Eddie Howe's bringing him as a striker, which is a case where you keep him in his designated role for now. And Gordon, I mean, I know he's only 21, he's still got loads of years ahead of him, but he hasn't really got the goal contributions you probably want from a player that costs you £40 million. So it's a good opportunity to get him into the squad. A game where on paper you expect Gordon to do well in. So I'm hoping he gets that goal today and hopefully kicks him on a little bit. But I back him big time there.
So. Right, cheers, mate. Catch you later.
Thank you very much.
Then Peter, Newcastle 3, Southampton 1. Took us a while to get going. We needed a spark in the second half and we got it.
Absolutely. Shocking first half. Really, really poor. Give the ball away a lot. Chances didn't take.
Do you not think Southampton made it difficult for us though? Because we knew what they were going to come and do.
Well, they did, yeah. I mean, question for their goal. Who's picking Armstrong in the box up for them? So, but the only thing we're going to wait is to get a half time. Eddie had to make the change. We'll fetch on our number 9. And he changes that completely. Brilliant.
Callum Wilson now just back to his best, isn't he? He looks back to what he was before Christmas.
You're thinking, what's he been eating to get back to his best now, which is just unbelievable. 15 goals this season as well is just unbelievable. And you know what? He's knocking for a start against Arsenal. If Longstaff's not back for Arsenal, I'd go Wilson and I'd go Isak out wide on the left.
Definitely. I mean, Isak, he changed the game when he goes out wide. Did you feel for Anthony Gordon in the first half? Because I thought he was all right.
I did, yes. I thought he was all right. I did feel a little bit. He should have scored that chance, though, you've got to admit. But I think Eddie, he had to take someone off to get Wilson on. But I'm just glad that would change in the second half completely. Just shame Callum could have had a hat-trick or possibly 4 for what VAR, and then he hit the ball afterwards.
Well, that's the thing with VAR. I mean, it took like 4 minutes or something like that to make a decision, and then when we see it on the big screen, he's a yard offside. How's it taking that long?
It's just crazy. That's why this VAR needs sorting out completely for next season.
Well, onwards and upwards, Arsenal next week.
It's going to be a cracking atmosphere. I'm looking forward to this game, and I believe we can beat them. If they fluff up, are they playing in midweek? I think they are. If they fluff up in midweek, we've got a chance of beating these a week today.
Cheers, Pete. Thank you.
No problem.
Well, I'm here with John. John, incredible 90 minutes again. We didn't particularly play well in the first half, but I thought we did all right. Southampton came and made it difficult, as we knew they would. Scored the goal. Stuart Armstrong, who always scores against us for some reason. It needed a spark, didn't it? And boy, did we get it second half.
I tell you what, first, thanks to having us on, Paul. I thought the first half was poor in the first half. I can't lie, because even Gordon had a couple more chances and then, I mean, we just didn't play well at all whatsoever. But in the second half, Eddie Howe made a tactical change, brought off Gordon, brought on Callum, and the rest is history, sort of thing, you know. He has to do something. That's just why Eddie Howe is a fantastic manager. He's got a plan B, he's got it, and Callum was made a difference, mate.
Well, I mean, obviously we had a problem with Callum after Christmas. He looked off the pace. Club said he'd had an illness and things like that, just couldn't seem to get his fitness. But now, he's back to bossing defenders, he's back to smashing in the back of the net. He looks the player he was.
He does. I was the first to say that he wasn't on it a couple months ago, but he's proved us wrong. Callum Wilson's come back. It's 15 goals this season, I believe. And I tell you what, though, if he just counts on what he's doing, get through the injuries, and I think he could get 20 goals easy. This guy is absolutely fantastic. He just said the ball. He moves, bullies defenders. He just has to go pressing. Brilliant.
Combines really well though with Callum Wilson, doesn't he? And which is, many people have said, can they play together? And clearly they can. They've done it for 2-3 matches now. But Isak's just wonderful, isn't he? Wonderful to watch.
Do you know what it is? I've said back in the summer, get this guy in. If he's linked to us, get this guy in. 63 million, get him in. Do you know what it is, right? I mean, I've always rated Isak for years now, and I'm glad he's come up here. He's going to be a superstar in the years to come. Is he world class? No, not yet, but he will be.
Yeah, he's got very many traits to Henry, hasn't he?
Yes.
Did you feel sorry for Anthony Gordon coming off at half-time? Because I know we needed a spark, but I thought Anthony Gordon was one of our liveliest players in the first half.
I thought he did well first half. Okay, he should have scored a couple more goals. I thought his wing play's good, taking on the players, putting the crosses in. And he did absolutely not wrong. But obviously, Eddie's always going to bring Callum Wilson on at some point. Yeah. He needs scores, and he had a good decision, and he's done that. And at the end of the day, I mean, tough decision. That's what you get paid for being a manager. You got to make tough decisions, you know.
Change was needed, wasn't it? To be fair, the spark was needed. We got it straight away. So, do you think we've just confirmed 4th place or Champions League?
I say 2 more wins, Paul, will get us there. I mean, we've got 5 games left to do it. I believe beating Leicester at home, beating Leeds away, and I think that'd be job done. But Arsenal's going to be tough next week. I still believe we'll beat Arsenal because I think Arsenal's completely bottled it. I'm not going to lie. We done them last season. Why do it again? Do it again. Let's go, because I don't think Arsenal defence are that good. They're bad, missing Saliba at the back.
Yeah.
But I think we've got a great chance of beating these.
Well, time will tell. Thank you, John. Cheers, mate. Right, I've got Sharky now. Sharky, we made it tough first half, but we expected Southampton to come out like that. You said before the game that you expected it to be tough. They made it difficult for us. We did have some chances. Gordon looked quite lively down the left wing, but obviously taken off at half-time. But we needed that spark, didn't we?
We needed the 3 points, obviously, for watching by Champions League. I mentioned this before the beginning to play. Southampton at the bottom of the league, but they weren't just going to come up behind the first half and maybe turn over like they did in the second half. They were going to come up with a game plan, have a go, and we just had to be patient on the ball. And I thought first half we were appalling, if I've been brutally honest. It wasn't the best of halves.
Was that more to Southampton making it like that, delaying the game a little bit, just playing the tactics that we thought we would for a team fighting at the bottom?
Well, that's it. Like, Southampton are going to come up here, they're going to want to try and get a good start, which they did towards half time, but they had a couple of chances prior to that and were just so slow on the ball, just so sluggish, just we're not really focused throughout, and we made it too easy for Southampton. And to be fair, like, given how poor we were first half, Southampton deserved to go 1-0 ahead.
Yeah.
But the second half, I had that feeling that we would come back. We needed to change something. I thought Gordon missed a sitter, by the way, first half. He hit the post. He was trying to be a little bit too clever. If he chipped the goalkeeper, he would have scored. And had we went 1-0 up, Southampton may not have got their goal. It might have been a completely different story. Second half, we showed what we were about. We were attacking them at ease, and they were poor.
They did capitulate after. I mean, I saw Ward-Prowse after the 3rd goal went in after the defender's mistake, and he just thrown his hands everywhere. He couldn't believe it. I mean, he's one pissed off player right now. Obviously, standing out amongst the rest of them. It's got to be difficult because we know what it's like. We know what it's like at the bottom of the league. But we needed that spark, and then Isak moved out to the left. On comes Callum, who, by the way, I mean, he looks back to his best now. We said just after Christmas he had that illness, he wasn't really playing, and now he just looks bossing defenders again.
The form of his life at the minute. Callum Wilson, I said a month ago that I wanted rid of him. I didn't think he was good enough. I think a lot of fans would have echoed that. But I love when players like Callum Wilson can prove you wrong. But it's down to Eddie's, management and how he sets up the side. And I think Southampton knew it was coming, second half, we're shooting at the Gallagate, our favourite end, and we're always going to score the goals. It was just a matter of, can we get the equaliser, and then
once that first one went in,
that's it. Southampton were always going to crumble. And I think 3-1 in the end flat Southampton. It could have been 6, 7, 8. The tackle.
We're back with them second half.
Oh, fantastic! Miggy was brilliant as well. Just getting forward and just causing Southampton so many problems. And obviously we had a goal ruled out for offside as well, which again was offside. I've seen it back.
I mean, that was a joke taking so long to make that decision. When we saw it on the big screen, couldn't believe how far Wilson was offside. I mean, I don't understand why it took that long, but that's VAR lately, isn't it?
Well, that's it. I mean, it was never going to be straightforward with VAR. They try and look at every little angle and they try and draw the line, and we know it's not perfect. But as said, a fully deserved 3 points, a fantastic second half. And at the end of the day, it's not what you do in the first half; it's what you do in the second half. And we scored the goals where it mattered. We got the 3 points. And I believe now we're in that driving seat for the Champions League. We probably need to win one more game. And if we can beat Arsenal or a Leeds or a Leicester, who will come up very soon, then we should seal it. And as said, we're not. Are we third or fourth? Are we still third? We should still be third.
We're still third now.
Yeah, because I think Man United have won. So I think we're not here because we've fluked it by any chance. We're here because we deserve to be in the top 4. We're playing some fantastic football. The best football I've seen in many years. I know we had the Pardew era, but this is steps better. And credit to Eddie Howe as well in the year and a half that he's been here. And yeah, okay, you have the pundits to talk about the money that we've spent nothing really in reality, but he's gelled a good side together that are united, and they want to do well, for the city, not just for themselves, but they want to get Newcastle, playing the best football, being in the best competitions, and next season seeing this.
All Brighton fans on Thursday night beat Man United.
This is what I mean. It's in our favour, and as I said, just the thought of Champions League football next season, I say if because a lot can change, but just the thought of the
I'm very confident now after saying now.
The Champions League anthem at St James's Park, and I said we deserve this. This city deserves it. We know we've gone through the mire and we're coming out the right end.
Cheers, buddy. Thank you. Right, I'm now here with Lawrence, and Lawrence, tremendous win again today.
Yeah, it was just frustrating first half, but once Wilson came on, things just changed, and it's a good ball again from obviously Isaac playing out wide again, challenging Thierry Henry, and obviously set out Wilson's goal. It was frustrating when he had the goal disallowed, Wilson, but then we got two quite quickly. Obviously Bruno scoring. I thought it was Botman actually.
Everybody thought it was Botman.
Yep, and then Wilson just took round McCarthy, finished it off.
Are you confident now that that's Champions League wrapped up, do you think?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Long way to go, I know, but we can't start dreaming now. But we needed that spark in the second half, didn't we?
Absolutely. As I said, it was just a frustrating first half, and once Wilson came on, things just changed.
Looks back to his best, Wilson.
Absolutely. Just so happy for him because, fans were saying, need to get rid of him because he was getting on and when he wasn't performing. But obviously, we couldn't get rid of him that moment. We just had to use him, and he's just hit form. But I think we definitely need another striker in the summer, and potentially it could mean Isaac and Wilson maybe together if we can get someone to come in off the bench.
Right, thank you, Lawrence. Cheers. Right, me with Adam. Adam, crazy game of football again involving Newcastle, but we'll come to used to that. Where first half we looked dead. The atmosphere was very flat on the ground, but we needed a spark. Eddie makes a change, and boy, did we get the spark.
Yeah, we certainly did get that spark. I remember actually saying to you just before the game on the camera, I was saying how I thought Southampton would give us a good go today. First half, I thought we were rubbish, to be honest. I had to be honest, I didn't like us at all. I went to half time, I don't know, just feeling a bit deflated, thinking, oh God.
The whole place seemed deflated, didn't it? The atmosphere needed to get going, the players needed to give us that spark. But I think Anthony Gordon was probably a bright spark in the first half. He made some really good runs, but he was sacrificed at half time, and it just changed everything, didn't it?
Well, I actually liked that from Eddie because I thought Anthony Gordon did have a good half, but the problem was I didn't like his end product. I thought his end product was just nowhere near up to scratch today. Missed a big chance when he hit the post, should have really put it across goal. Hit a shot in the air post as well, again, should be going the other side. Some of his passes, his crosses, I'm just thinking, Isaac out wide. Honestly, the difference is just
chalk and cheese.
Yeah, it is chalk and cheese. You need to start Isaac and Wilson together. Those two are too good together. Wilson, even though he's had a goal drought in the second half of the season, he still scored about 14 and 26.
15, I think he's on now, yeah.
15. That's a crazy goal return for him, especially for a player who classes injury prone as well, coming up in his 30s now. He's still classy now. He's still somebody you want to keep for at least a couple more years.
He's back to his best, isn't he? Because we used to Callum Wilson bossing defenders, and that's what he did today. But him and Isak, that third goal was proof. Isak not giving up on the ball, making the forcing defender into a mistake, and Wilson's there to pick up the pieces.
Well, just attacking wise second half, we didn't let them have anything in the ball. I can't remember them other than one opportunity, them even getting our final third. We put so much pressure on them. There was only one way that game was going to go. Even when it was a 60th minute or so, and obviously that first Callum Wilson goal went in, and then the second one got disallowed from offside. Even I was still thinking, that got disallowed. We were going to score again at some point. It just kept coming, and eventually, I think it was a bit lucky for the corner. I don't know how it went in the back end. I thought it was Botman at first.
Everybody thought Botman was celebrating Botman's goal, and then he announced Bruno, but on the replay it looked like Bruno at the final touch.
I didn't even know what happened there, but listen, the ball went in the back end, and at that point the game was already won, and then we got the third one with Wilson. But listen, nervy game, but we got there in the end. Very good second half. I think a lot of fans can be really pleased with that today. Obviously, the likes of Southampton, Leicester, you need to always be beaten at home if you want any chance of getting top 4 football. But the way that game went, I thought they'd give it a very good go. Newcastle dealt with the pressure well. We went in the second half. We got all the goals we needed, and listen, I think we're probably even might be only one win in the draw against Brighton away from Champions League. We could be really close to it now.
We're all Brighton fans on Thursday night when they take on Man United, aren't we?
Oh yeah, that's exactly right as well. But Brighton and Liverpool are probably the only two teams that realistically have a chance. So we're going to hope later that Tottenham gets something against Liverpool. And then Brighton's probably the only team to worry about. Even then, though, they've got the games in hand, yes, but they don't have the points. That's the difference between us and them. So we'll see. Time will tell. But listen, it's all in our hands now. Newcastle don't get top 4 football. We won't have ourselves to blame. So a couple more wins, I think we're there.
Nice one. Cheers, buddy.
Yes, thank you.
So there you go. That is the match day vlog. Newcastle United winning 3-1. I'm about to head off to the car now to do me instant reaction. But it's nice to do a vlog again and get some of the fans' views there before the game and after the game. So I hope you've enjoyed it. And many more to come, starting with Arsenal next week. Massive game for Newcastle United, but we are now within touch and distance of that Champions League, which is just incredible. A cup final and Champions League qualification. What a season that is. It's unbelievable, quite honestly. The buzz around the ground is incredible. Coming out again, fans singing. The atmosphere was a bit flat just after half time, but it needed that spark, like we've talked about there in the fans' interviews there. It needed the spark, we got the spark, and we never looked back after that. So onwards and upwards again for the Toon. Newcastle 3, Southampton 1, signing out. Hit that subscribe button, click the like button, and we'll see you soon. Take care.